mathematics and my top. Okay, thank you. Thank you, Jamaica. Okay, again, I am Hannah from BS Ed 3 Mathematics. My topic is perennialism. So let's begin with defining perennialism. So what is perennialism? So in this perennialism, in the word perennialism, we can look to the word perennial and suffix ism. So perennial, so when we say perennial, we can think of the word everlasting and enduring, continuing, eternal, enduring, or constant. So, and when we encounter the suffix ism, so we can, it is a word forming element, making nouns implying a practice, systems, doctrines, etc. So perennialism, so somehow we can say that perennialism is something to do with everlasting practices or enduring systems. So perennialism is an educational philosophy that states one should teach the things that are of everlasting importance to all individuals everywhere. So we have here the word everlasting importance. So if you are a perennialist educator or a teacher, your focus is to teach the students that have teach the students that have everlasting importance. Example, reading, writing. Those are skills that have everlasting importance. Or in mathematics, we have calculating the basic operations. So yeah, so it aims to develop students' intellectual and moral qualities. Emphasize the students should not be taught information that may soon be updated or found to be incorrect. So what I've said earlier, that teachers should teach those learning that are facts based on facts. That's not, I meant like constant. So in mathematics, as I've said earlier, diba, 1 plus 1 is always equal to 2. So that's the idea in perennialism. So it is a classroom. Classrooms are centered on teacher, or it is a teacher-centered philosophy. And it is also a subject-teacher philosophy. It means that the goal of a perennialist educator is to teach students to think rationally and develop minds that can think critically. And we will further discuss this later about perennialism. Why is perennialism called teacher-centered? It ensures the students acquire understanding about the great ideas of Western civilization. So what are these great ideas? Like we have language, justice, law. So those are great ideas of Western civilization. So why is it called the teacher-centered? So first, it emphasizes the importance of transferring knowledge, information, and skills from the older generation to the younger one. So we have here the older generation and the younger one. So transfer of knowledge, I think we all know how transfer of knowledge does. So meaning from the word transfer from one place to another. So the knowledge was being transferred from one person to another person. So we have here the older generation and the younger one. So this older generation, it talks about those people that does not only talks about those high in numbers of the high number of age, but it also talks about that older generation. These are the people that are knowledgeable to the certain topic, or they already experienced that certain experience. So the younger one, these are the people or the students that have no idea about the knowledge you are teaching. So next is the teacher is not concerned at the students interest. So it means that whether the student is interested or not, so the teacher needs to teach that topic. For example, reading. If you are not interested in, if your student does not interest in reading, so you don't have a choice but to learn reading, because that has everlasting importance. Okay, more focus on the curriculum and nature need. So I've said earlier, it is a subject-centered one. Okay, curriculum. They recommend the students learn from reading and analyzing the works by history's finest thinkers and writers. So, diba, we've learned the law of gravity in our science subject. So um, the those are the results of those finest thinkers in mathematics. We have the fathers of geometry, algebra. Those are the finest thinkers that have ever exist in education. Okay, a skilled teacher would keep discussion on topic and correct errors in reasoning, but it would be the class, not the teacher, who would reach the conclusion. So we have also encountered this one when you could think of those teachers that have corrections, but they did not told you they are not the one who told you the answer, but he let you think critically. How does this happen, or what does the answer of that questions? Okay, next we have perennialist thing. So perennialism believed it was a solution proposed in response to what was considered by many to be a failing educational system. A perennialist classroom aims to be closely organized and well-disciplined environment, which it develops in students a lifelong quest for the truth. For example, as I said earlier, reading, writing, speaking, and listening are emphasized in the early grades to prepare students in later grades to study literature, history, and philosophy. Diba? We do not, our teacher during our grade school, they do not just what sila ni this so ana nga okay write an essay letter with an essay without teaching us first how to write. So that is the idea of perennialism, is to teach what those everlasting knowledge or everlasting skills that you need to do to learn. Okay, so and also disciplining. So why? So unlike progressivism, Mr. Michael earlier says that it was progressivism is not organized well. Perennialism is that needs to be organized, well disciplined. Okay. Next, the advocates. So these people are supports the idea of perennialism. So let's have first Robert Maynard Hutchins. According to him, educational philosophy rests on two foundational assumptions: that humans are rational beings and that they are eternal, absolute, and universal truth. So it means that because humans are because human nature is universal, education must also be universal. That is according to Robert Maynard Hutchins. According also another advocates of perennialism is Mortimer J. Adler, believes that philosophy should become a part of mainstream public schools curriculum. So he believes that education should be basically the same for everyone. And the children, he also says that the children must acquire three different types of knowledge. The first is organized knowledge. The second is intellectual knowledge. The third is understanding of ideas and values. So he also views that age 60 is the earliest that anyone can claim to be truly educated, and only then if they have devoted their life to learning. Okay, so we have Jacques Maritain. So respected both for his interpretation of the thought of Saint Thomas Aquinas, for his own Thomanist philosophy. By the way, perennialism is originally religious in nature and was developed first by Thomas Aquinas. So he views that education is concerned with making a man with deep-rooted independence with regard to common opinion. So, and according also to him, that religious knowledge can never be disconnected from the rest of education. So to summarize perennialism, so perennialism is a teacher-centered educational philosophy that focuses on everlasting. We have here everlasting ideas and universal truths. To clarify, perennialism suggests that the focus of education should be the ideas that have lasted for centuries, believing the ideas are as relevant and meaningful today as when they were written. Okay, to end my report, let me leave this quote from a perennialist, from a famous perennialist, Robert Hutchins. The purpose, and I agree to his quote also. The purpose of the university is nothing less to procure a moral, intellectual, and spiritual revolution throughout the world. Thank you.